Blue moon alert, Cancer. There's a blue moon this month. The first blue moon is in Sagittarius. It quickly moves into Capricorn. And then there's a new moon in your sign of Cancer the Crab, and finally a blue moon at the very end of the month. So the very first full moon is on the 1st of July in the sign of Sagittarius in the late evening, which then moves very quickly into the sign of Capricorn. So on the 1st and the 2nd of July, it moves from Sagittarius into Capricorn, and it's 100% light on both days. So that's quite an occurrence. And also, again, on the 15th, the new moon is in your sign of Cancer the Crab, and on the 31st of July, there is another full moon in the sign of Aquarius. So that's a lot of moon madness this month. So I want to give you a heads up on that. July is going to be quite a month. It's also sort of a birthday month for some of you boys and girls out there. So there's a lot of energy coming from the full moon this month in some of the aspects. Now, let's see how your ruling planet of the moon is going to affect you this month, Cancer. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel, and thank you for joining us. Your Cancer angel is the mighty Archangel Muriel, but the guardian angel, the guardian Archangel over water is Gabriel. So your main guardian Archangel, the water Archangel who rules over all the water signs, Gabriel, then speaks to you from your specific Cancer angel, Muriel. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Cancer angel, Muriel, and he resides over your cardinal water nature, and these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, a priority, the love transmission this month, very intense with all of the activity and all the goings on coming from Selene, the lunar lunacy. All right, now in love, the priority, this full moon on the 1st, moving from Sagittarius on the 1st in the evening into Capricorn on the 2nd. Again, both days at 100% light. Now, this is going to cause you to experience more luck. You're going to have better luck in your love life. It increases your odds. It increases your chances to have good relationships with family members, friends, romantic interests. It just makes the odds work better for you. And that's again on the 1st, and it moves into the 2nd, so of July. So on the 1st, while it's still in Sagittarius, there's a perception that something is going to happen. You can feel sort of an anticipation or perception that something's going to occur. And then in the late evening, in Greenwich Mean Time, as the full moon is set to enter into Capricorn and remain there for, the entire next day on the 2nd, it's also 100% light. That's a time when you'll be able to increase your importance in the lives of those people that you care about. You'll be able to sort of climb the social ladder of importance for people that matter to you in your family, in your love life, and just friends, your associations. You'll find your significance increasing because of this full moon, the first full moon in July, and during this sort of birthday month, sort of blue moon month. It's quite intense for you. And on the 15th, there's a new moon in your sign of Cancer the Crab. So on that day, during this new moon phase, how's that going to affect you? What that's going to do is going to make your emotions and your personal relationships very messy, very sloppy. Everybody's going to want to color outside the lines, and that's okay for artistic expression. But you have to make sure that that's being done in a way and in a format and a venue where it feels appropriate to you and it feels like you're set up for that. You don't want to have that happening when that's not what you intended. So again, you want to make sure that you keep your integrity, especially during this new moon, because your financial integrity and your personal integrity with, your relationships affects your health. That's why the body's called the integumentary system, the skin and whatnot, because that's a barrier between you and other people. And membranes and cells, even things in the internal body, cells on the inside of the body, not just the integumentary system, but the membranes, they're barriers. They're semi-permeable membranes that allow or don't allow certain aspects and can accept and reject and respirate according to what they need to do. So basically, what we're saying is, if you keep the integrity good and strong, but not so strong that nothing can get through, but you do it, you allow an intelligent osmosis, if you will, between you and others in all kinds of relationships in your life, then your financial life and your health, your physical health, will improve and become ultimate. So that's what you want to focus on this month. That's the transmission from Muriel regarding this specific new moon, because of the sloppy emotions that are going to prevail. You need a heads up on that. Okay, on the 31st, there is a full moon, a blue moon in Aquarius. Now, how is that going to affect you, Cancer? What that's going to do is it's going to cause your emotions to surge up to the crown chakra and release all the positive love karma that you have stored up, the romantic karma that you've stored up, sort of the brownie points, the good luck points, the merits that you have stored up for yourself. These are going to be, you're going to be rewarded for these. And, this is something that in other signs it's going to come from their root chakra, but from you it's going to really sort of originate in your second chakra, the creative chakra, the lower abdomen, where you've centered yourself. It's not that the root chakra isn't involved, but it's going to, of course, it comes from the root chakra. It originates is the best word to use. It originates in the root chakra, but you've cultivated it in your in the abdominal chakra, the lower abdomen, in the second chakra. And there you've allowed it to sort of bring itself to a certain fruition of creativity, and then you'll allow it to come up. And it'll break through your crown chakra, but you're going to have a little trouble in your third eye. Right here, you're going to have trouble in that chakra, because you're going to want to learn how to project instead of receive in that chakra, which happens when you sort of become someone who can, it happens to adepts when the Kabbalist tree of life sort of clicks up. And those of you who understand the various symmetrical and asymmetrical arrays of Christian Kabbalah will understand what we're talking about. But basically, it's a difference between remote viewing and remote influencing, or projection and receiving, when it comes to sort of mystical powers, if you will. Because it's not the same. To be psychic is not the same as to be magical. They're two different things. One is feminine and one is masculine. One is to receive, one is to project. So yours might get stuck here, but that's okay, because it's not necessarily going to get stuck if you're trying to project from that chakra. Okay. Now, to go into Muriel's money transmission. You're going to be seeking new situations during July. You're going to, when it comes to money and your workaday world and finances and business deals, you're going to be seeking new adventures. You're going to want to find new ways to do things and new people to do it with. And, or get a new business going. Or you want to revamp something that's established. If what you have is very established, but you're still going to want to, kind of spruce it up, if you will. So, that's something that you, again, with all the sloppy emotions that are going to be going around and all the energy from the moon and all of the energy that's going to be going on in your chakras, what you want to do is remember to be methodical and remember to not get sloppy with your emotions. You don't want to feel too sorry for others, but you really don't want to feel too sorry for yourself, because that will not sit well with other people, because they're focusing on themselves this month. They're going to have a lot of energy. They see a chance to do well in their lives financially, and they're not going to want to cater to other people so much, especially in July. So it's a good month to focus on yourself. It's not a good month to expect others to sort of pity you and help you. It's not a good month to feel sorry for yourself. It's a good month. You don't have to feel sorry for others either, and you shouldn't. But it's a good month to be methodical and just do things sort of by the book in a more precise manner. And again, coloring outside the lines is fine if that's the venue. But if that's not the venue, probably not a good idea. You don't want to get sloppy. You don't want to get messy with your emotions. You don't want to mess around with your personal boundaries or the personal boundaries of others in July, because they won't have any tolerance for it. Tolerance, not during July, not with these aspects when it comes to you, because of the lunar aspects. They feel that you've been given an unfair advantage because of your associations with these lunar aspects. All right, now, your health transmission from Uriel, again, the Kundalini is going to rise. Yes, from the root chakra, and it's sort of stalled in your second chakra, and then it comes up pretty easily through the third chakra, and when it hits the fourth chakra, it may get a little stalled again for you, and then you can bring it up to the throat where it moves very quickly for you, and then instead of going, some of the energy will come out through the crown, but a lot of it you will be projecting, or at least attempting to project through the third eye, which is usually a highly receptive chakra. You don't want to blow that one out. It's a small chakra, the sixth. So the sixth chakra is small. So you don't want to blow it out. You don't want to utilize too much energy through that chakra. You want to let some of it come up to your seventh crown chakra and let it crack through that dimension. All right. So that's, again, the Kundalini. And this is, again, there's a lot of strong emotion this month, a lot of sloppy emotion. So you want to be as tranquil as possible and as methodical in your disciplines in working with your chakras this month. Chakra work is powerful and can be dangerous, so make sure you check with your Qigong master, Kali Masada master, acupuncturists, yoga instructors, experts in the areas, in these kind of areas, if you're not an expert yourself. If you start having any kind of physical difficulties, you should check with your naturopath, your homeopathic physician, acupuncturist. Again, check with an expert or an allopathic physician who knows how to deal with these modalities. And now for your afterglow, where we're going to highlight some of the planetary facets and aspects that we feel are important for you this month, that we thought would be beneficial for you to have a heads up on. Again, it's a blue moon alert, especially for you. On the 1st, there's a moon trine Neptune, and that's very good, very auspicious for you and Pisces. And on the 1st, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, again, and that moves quickly on this, that evening of the first or that early in the night into Capricorn, Greenwich Mean Time. Again, on the first and the second, it's 100% light, so it's a lot of energy. And again, it goes from a perception that something's going to happen into something happening, but it slows down a little bit, but not so much to disappoint, but more to allow you to ascend to another level of the social strata, or the caste system. On the 5th, Luna is square Saturn, and that puts you into a competitive aspect with Aquarius and Capricorn. On the 15th, new moon in Cancer, you're going to have a lot of energy and a lot of time to really reflect on yourself. You're going to want to sort of revamp strategies at that time. And you're going to want to take stock in yourself at that time and see what's going on within. As within, so without. On the 23rd, the moon is opposing Uranus. Yes, that puts you on the opposite side between you and Aquarius at that time, because you're going to have friendly competition from the 5th. But by the 23rd, with Aquarius, that will become not so friendly. Okay, on the 31st, full moon or blue moon in Aquarius. And that is that time when a lot of your good karma is going to be released. All right, Cancer, thank you for joining us. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. This is your angelic horoscope transmission from your water guardian, Archangel Gabriel, and your teaching angel of Cancer, Muriel. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us, and join us again next month.